Hi there, my name is Kipper Wagner, and I'm a financial advisor here at Cutler Investment Group. I appreciate you taking the time to be here today, as today's timely topic is one that impacts everybody at some point in their career. What to do financially when you leave your job. Whether you're transitioning to a new company, taking time off, or preparing for retirement, this time can be stressful. Not just emotionally, but financially as well. We'll start by looking at what key financial decisions you need to make when leaving your job. What to prioritize first and in what order. Then we'll talk about how to manage your benefits, investments, and insurance when leaving your employer, because these often change or end during this transition. Finally, we'll take a look at tax and cash flow considerations. Things like severance, unused PTO, and making sure that your emergency fund is where it needs to be during this time. It may sound like a lot, but by the end, you'll have a clear framework to make smart and confident decisions during this career transition. When you leave a job, you're not just leaving an employer, you're leaving a financial ecosystem that covers your paychecks, retirement plans, insurance, benefits, and even stock options. A job change can significantly impact your financial life. And here at Cutler, we like to highlight 5 key areas during this transition. The first is income. Understand your final paycheck, unused PTO payouts, any severance, and understand how long those funds will be able to cover your expenses. The second is benefits. Review which benefits end immediately and which continue on for a short period. Things like life insurance, health insurance, and retirement contributions often change the day you leave. The third is investments. Review old retirement plans, stock options, or employer accounts that may need to be rolled over or consolidated. The fourth is insurance. Identify any potential gaps in health, life, or disability insurance and have a plan to cover those gaps to ensure you're not exposed. And finally, the fifth is taxes. Factor in any tax withholdings, severance payments, or any bonuses, as those can potentially change your estimated payments or tax withholdings for the year. The ultimate goal here is to transition smoothly without losing momentum in your financial plan. The first priority is maintaining your cash flow. Have a good understanding of when your final paycheck is going to be paid out and if you will be paid for any unused PTO. It's also important to review your monthly expenses to ensure you have 3 to 6 months of living expenses in your emergency fund. Also during this time, it's important to avoid any new large purchases, at least until you're confident your new income stream is stable. And if you're receiving a severance, understand how and when it's being paid and what the tax implications may be. Now let's talk retirement savings. When you leave your job, you typically have 4 different ways that you can handle your prior 401k or 403b. The first is leave it with your former employer. Now this is good because it requires no immediate actions and your funds can remain invested in that plan. But where it can get a little bit complicated is you now have to keep track of old employer plans. You also can no longer contribute to this plan, and you may be limited to the investment options to just what that plan offers. The second option is to roll it into your new employer plan. Now this is great because it allows you to consolidate all of your retirement savings into one place, simplifying management. You also have the ability to maintain your loan options if offered by your new plan. On the downside, some employer plans do restrict rollovers and may have eligibility requirements. The third option is rolling it into an IRA, which is a great benefit as it allows the broadest investment options. You have access to mutual funds, ETFs, stocks, and bonds. However, this option may not be suitable if you are looking to do any backdoor Roth conversions, as pre-tax IRA balances can complicate tax treatments. And lastly, the fourth option is to cash it out, which we generally advise against due to taxes and penalties. Also, if you are covered under a pension plan, we offer pension analysis here at Cutler where we can review the payout options and which one would be most suitable for you in your situation. Be sure to check the vesting schedule on your employer match. These details can make a big difference in your long-term retirement plan. The next topic I'm going to cover is health insurance. Now this one typically is the biggest immediate concern. Health insurance coverage typically ends the end of the month in which you separated from your job. One option you may want to consider is COBRA coverage, which extends your current employer plan for up to 18 months. The difference is that you are now responsible for paying the full premium on a monthly basis. And while this may be a little bit more expensive, this is a great bridge for short-term coverage between jobs. Another option is your spouse's employer plan. Separation of service from your job is what's considered a qualifying life event, and that allows for a special enrollment period. You or your spouse would need to contact your spouse's HR department to enroll you in a shortened time period, typically 30 to 60 days following your job loss, depending on the plan. And lastly, you can seek coverage through the marketplace, which may offer subsidies depending on your income. The key takeaway is don't leave yourself uncovered. Medical costs during a coverage gap can be financially devastating. Moving on to HSA, FSAs, and other benefits, if you have a health savings account, that money is yours, and you can continue to spend it on any qualifying medical expenses. Flexible spending accounts, or FSAs, on the other hand, typically expire at the end of your employment or within a short grace period. Also, check other accounts like commuter benefits or dependent care. You may have remaining balances that need to be used quickly. For those with stock options or restricted stock units, timing is everything. Review your vesting schedules and deadlines for exercising options. Also understand how each type is taxed. Incentive stock options, non-qualified stock options, and restricted stock units are all treated differently. And if your company holds your shares, confirm you'll have access to them after you leave. We often help our clients coordinate this with their tax and investment strategies. The next topic is life and disability insurance. Employer-paid life and disability insurance typically ends when you separate from your job. Check to see if your plan is convertible, which would allow you to continue coverage by converting it into an individual policy. If your plan is not convertible, consider any temporary personal coverage to bridge the gap until your new benefits begin. This is an area where a quick review can prevent major financial exposure. And lastly, taxes and withholdings. Leaving a job can create unexpected tax situations. Severance, unused PTO, and bonuses are all taxable income and could potentially push you into a higher tax bracket. Adjust your withholding or make estimated payments if your income is uneven. Also, be sure to save all documentation for rollovers, especially if you are moving retirement plans. Once you start your new role, there's a few easy wins. First, enroll in benefits as soon as possible. Then, take a look at your employer match to ensure you're getting the full benefit and the investment options available to you in your 401k. You also want to adjust any withholdings and contributions to make sure that they're aligned with your goals. And then lastly, revisit your financial plan with your new updated income. This is also a perfect time to update any estate documents or beneficiaries, things people often overlook. A job transition is a great time to reassess your financial picture. Small steps now can prevent costly mistakes later, whether you're avoiding a tax surprise, preserving insurance coverage, or maximizing your new investment strategies. At Cutler Investment Group, we help clients navigate these transitions with personalized advice, coordinating cash flow, rollovers, and long-term goals. So if you're considering a job change or preparing for when that time comes, please reach out to your Cutler advisor. A short conversation today can make a major difference in your financial confidence tomorrow.